Just give me 1 sec, everyone. I'm just having some technical difficulties right now. I'm going to be back on real quick. Okay. So we are on. Okay, so we have one viewer right now. So yeah, just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me, everyone. Consciousness Awake is about to join. I just sent him the link through my cell phone. Hopefully things is going to work fine. So let's just set up the space right now. Let's use this little heart chakra candle. Why not? Okay. I'm gonna put a little love in space for you all. So, okay. Just gonna be waiting for Jeremy to log back in. So welcome, whomever is here right now. So, how are things? How's life? So anyway, let's just start a conversation, and hopefully Jeremy is going to get in pretty soon. So yeah, so today I just wanted to make this spiritual live stream. It was kind of important, kind of an important guest anyways. All the guests are important, but Jeremy's sort of a special kind in the sense that he's very well versed in out of body experiences and stuff like that, and I can't wait to have him on the show. Most of you guys probably already know him, except probably some new viewers that comes from the outside and everything, and should be very, very interesting. So just bear with me. I should have definitely set up like the live stream in advance more, but I literally just came back from Reiki, from my Reiki spiritual circle, and it was pretty fun. Energy work. I do it every single week. It's very healing. It's very good. I get more in touch with energies and everything, and it's such a beautiful thing. I really like to get, to work with energies like this every single week and to meet new people, people with different gifts, different abilities, different backgrounds in their lives, and you can actually see the whole healing process take place. You see people from actually where they actually start, and where you don't see where they finish, but you actually see the gradual process, how people actually start to heal themselves, heal their energy body through the chakras and through using their hands and the infinite abundant source of the universe called prana. Prana is so infinitely abundant everywhere. You just need to start tapping into it. So, okay, looks like Jeremy is on. That's awesome. Awesome. So, at the stream, there you go. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going?
Hey, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly well,
I,
man.
I'm having a really hard time hearing you. One second.
Can you hear me now?
A little better. Maybe maybe the you're not close enough to the mic or whatnot. I don't know.
I wonder.
I could barely hear you. Yeah, I was just checking my phone real quick to make sure my volume was all the way up, and it is all the way up on my phone. So
Okay, let's just try something, okay? I'm just gonna maybe remove this mic. I don't know what's going on with the mic, but it should work fine. But
I mean, it could just be my my end of it. You know what I mean? My phone. Maybe other people are hearing you better. I don't know. Is there anybody else on the stream now, or? Yeah, I don't hear you.
okay, so I'm gonna start back in.
Now,
Okay,
now I can hear you.
okay, now can you hear me? Can you hear me better than earlier?
Just a little bit, but it's still hard to hear like all your words.
Oh, that's weird. Because usually I never had any problems before with.
Yeah, I've seen you. I've seen you use that microphone on some of your videos.
Yeah.
It worked. The mic sounds really good on some of your videos.
I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. Okay,
I
so
mean,
we got.
maybe it's just my phone. I don't know.
Maybe it's just your phone. So I'll try to speak a little bit more louder, I guess, so we can understand each other a little bit more. So if I speak louder like this, am I more clear to you?
Wow, I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Barely hear you.
What about if I speak right now here? You hear me
No.
better? Okay. So it's not the mic from the actual laptop. So it's probably on your end.
Yeah, it's my phone or something. Yeah, I mean that's why I like using my desktop. My desktop for like zooming and all that. And I don't like using my phone for these kind of things.
Okay,
But
so just before we start, the light within say hello to both of you. I can hear you both. Consciousness awake is a little loud. So actually they can hear me properly and it's you for some reason. There's something on your end.
so they can't hear me.
No, they can hear both. They can hear both of us. It's just that you
Oh,
sound louder.
okay. Hold on. Let me look at my phone again.
Okay. Well, welcome, the light within. So at least
Oh,
we
you
have
know
one
what? Never
viewer.
mind. Never mind. There we go. There we go. I
Oh,
got it. Yeah,
oh,
I can hear you better now.
oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm excited
Nice.
now. Okay, so
It's
this
kind of
is
it's
like this is
it's hard to get the communication and the good vibes and energy going if you can't like hear the other person, right? So but
absolutely.
now
Yeah.
now
I
I
will have to agree with you. So we have the light within, I believe. Either she's from TikTok or she's just from YouTube. But I don't know. Maybe you can precise in the chat. But okay, so we're gonna start the live stream. So welcome. We're already 10 minutes in. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna extend the live stream just a little bit more at the end to make it all work out. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual Self Mastery live stream today. I call it a spiritual live stream for a very specific reason. Today we have a special guest, Jeremy from Consciousness Awake. Hello, Jeremy. How are you?
how's it going, Nick? I'm doing pretty good. I'm dealing with pest control that's at my house right now, and the pest control is dealing with a really strange flea infestation because my cat, I do the drops, the drops on the back of his, neck,
Yeah,
the flea control drops. So I do the drops on him. I just have one pet. I just have a Tiger, just one cat right now. And Tiger's been taken care of with the flea control. And for some odd reason, my whole upstairs bedrooms, bathroom, closets, everything, just fleas everywhere. that you just walk down the hallway going to the bedrooms, and like 10 fleas jump on your leg. And I have a kind of like a pretty good allergy to fleas. So my my left and right leg, just from one night of getting bit by the fleas, I got swelling in my legs. It was really, really bad. The itch, just the it just turns into like a nuisance, right? A big distraction, you know.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
so it's just weird though, because my cat's treated for fleas, you know. So I just don't understand why I'm having this problem. But the neighbor next door, though, they don't have any pets, no cats, no dogs, and they have fleas in their house.
So okay, so yeah, that's kind
I
of a
think
weird.
maybe we're getting inundated with just fleas, just because I'm kind of in the countryside. You know, I'm like outside of town.
Yeah.
And so maybe we've had a really crazy winter here. A lot of rain, a lot of crazy winter events, um, and really abnormal. And so I think all of that maybe has something to do with a lot more quantity of some of the bugs, you know, and the fleas out in the grass around my backyard and stuff. So it could just be that, even though my cat is treated for fleas, it could be that, he goes outside and some of the fleas still jump on him, and he comes back inside and the fleas jump off in the house, and then, and the rest, right? So
Yeah,
it could just
I'm very
be that.
sorry for this situation, man. It really sucks, but maybe everything happens in the universe in divine timing, and everything happens for a reason. So maybe you
Oh,
were
no, no,
destined.
no, no way, Nick. Me getting
No,
my legs swollen up from fleas does not have to happen for a reason.
no, no.
Seriously.
Maybe the universe wanted you to be in nature right now, like right behind this tree right now. That
Yeah,
if you would have done the live stream inside, this wouldn't have
look at
not
that.
happened, right?
I'm basically in my backyard right now.
Oh, that's nice. I thought
Isn't
you were
that
in some
nice?
like a
I've done a
resort or
couple.
something. So so we got already a second viewer. So basically, um, if you could introduce yourself really quick, Jeremy, just to say, maybe in a couple sentences to the new viewers out here about exactly what you do and what what basically what you do in general and what you're passionate about.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. So yeah, I started my YouTube channel about a year or two ago. Consciousness Awake is the name of the channel. I thought that was a really great name because it's my code word. So when I'm asleep at night, when my human body is regenerating, with sleep, um, I've trained my consciousness to say the words "consciousness awake" while my body is asleep. And of course, that becomes very crucial, like when I'm in dream state, for example. But not just dream state. It's just that, even when we're not in dream state, we still can wake up while our body's asleep at night. And sometimes when that happens, we find ourselves in like kind of that sleep paralysis mode. Our
Yeah.
body's totally asleep 100%. It's in because our body is designed to, go into that sleep paralysis mode, so that we don't act out certain things in our dreams. So if we're running in our dreams, we're not, moving our legs, our physical body legs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and so there's two things there basically. So uh, I've trained my consciousness to remind itself while I'm asleep to say the code word just throughout the night, so it can happen while I'm just asleep and not a dream state, that I wake up in sleep paralysis mode. And when I'm in sleep paralysis, it's basically my gateway to being so that it's easier for me to consciously be aware and shift my consciousness and my soul energy out of my physical body, so that I can more easily integrate into the different types of other bodies, or the main certain bodies, etheric, I call etheric energy body, or the astral body, so I can integrate into that consciously aware. And what's really great is that when you do wake up your consciousness while your body's asleep, um, you can feel your energy body very, very easily. You're more connected to it. It's almost like your consciousness is kind of in a halfway zone, between being in your body and awake in your body and being connected to your other bodies, or your dream state, your dream body. And it's something I stumbled across just accidentally as I was a younger person. I'm 42 now, and I was kind of like spontaneously, accidentally, kind of having these auto bodies when I was a teenager. I mean, ever since I was 9 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. Of course, when it happened when I was 10, I really had zero idea to what the heck was going on, of course, and I was just kind of going with the flow, so to speak. And then as a teenager, 13, 14, 15 years old, then I started to kind of start to realize that my friends in junior high or, starting high school, they weren't having this kind of stuff happening to them. And nobody understood me. Everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone thought I was just bonkers for even trying to explain some of these experiences I was having with my consciousness, these altered states of consciousness, and integrating into these other bodies we have aside from our human body experience here in this matrix. And it was very difficult. I had nobody to talk to. Nobody to talk to. I had no mentorship. There was no YouTube. Like if I had YouTube back then, I could be like, let me type in, like waking up at night or body paralysis or something, or lucid dreaming or something like that. Maybe get some information.
Yeah.
So going back to your question about, why, what I'm doing, or, my passion and all that stuff, with my channel, it's something I do on the side. One day I would love to make my channel or something like my channel more of a, full time, kind of a, my 100% of my focus and energy into it. That'd be really amazing and awesome. And, and I know I'll get there eventually over the next few years and get to a goal like that, because I want to do what I'm passionate about, and I want to utilize my experiences to help other people. Because there's a lot of people out there who are having very similar experiences as I've experienced throughout my life, and they just don't have maybe other people to talk to that understand where they're coming from. And that's what I didn't have. It wasn't until I was maybe 20 years old or 21 years old, and I finally ran into a Blackfoot Native American shaman who's Blackfoot. They're a little more rare in the area I was living, but I started to have a dialogue with him, and I talked to him just maybe about a few of my experiences going out of body and whatnot. And then he automatically, he understood what I was experiencing, and we became really good friends. And we ended up hanging out, I don't know, maybe several times. We did some really cool stuff. We went camping a couple
So
times.
how old were you when that happened?
Oh, I was about 20 years old.
Okay, so you're about 20 years old, and that's
Yeah.
when your whole journey completely started, right? You had this extremely weird experience, and then all the synchronicities were just start to build up, right? Or
Many experiences. I've after just assessing things over the years, over time. I probably had at least 100 out of body experiences as a teenager, and
wow.
the lucid dreaming was even easier, because if you're becoming consciously aware and awake, your consciousness is awake even just in dreams, a dream state, and you have a lucid dreaming where you're dreaming, that your consciousness is aware enough to recognize that you're in a dream state, and then you override the dream state, right? And then you kind of just take control over the dream, and you do whatever you want to do, and in that moment, you know you're exploring your dream state and your dream body, but you also know 100% that your human body is in your bed. You know your human body is asleep in the bed. It's like a bilocation kind of scenario. And so that to me is what lucid dreaming is. It's when your awareness is to that level where you are finding the balance of your conscious awareness within a dream state to make the lucid dream prolonged, to make it a long experience without being magnetized back to your human body. Because in lucid dreams, you get to that moment where you're like, whoa, I'm bilocating. I'm in two different places with my awareness right now. My body's in my bed. But see, once people start thinking about their body in their bed, as you know, as you've heard, they get
They
gravitated
revert back
back.
instantly almost, right? They kind
Yeah,
of
you
get
get
into that fear state and then they lose the connection and then they go back to the first body, right?
Yes, and that's the same thing for out of body experiences too. So if you're out of your body 10 feet or 20 feet outside of your bedroom, and you can see your body in your bed, visually with your energy body eyes, with your astral eyes or etheric eyes, and you see it visually, or you hear it breathing. Because when I have out of body experiences, I can hear my human body uh, doing the sleep breath, like your natural rhythm while your body's asleep. And it's really, when you first hear that a few times, you're like, whoa, like that sounds really creepy. That's crazy sounding, because we're not used to hearing our bodies breathe from outside of our bodies. The way
Yeah.
our body sounds breathing when you're out of your body is totally different than how it is when you're breathing when you're inside your body consciously awake.
Okay, I just want to say hi just real quick to Midnight Hunter. He sent a message like 5 minutes ago and I didn't answer anything. So thank you so much, man. Thank you for being here. And I think we're doing very well. So we're just going to continue conversation. Sorry to cut you off. It's just,
Oh no,
it
sorry.
just kind of felt left out.
I think I'm talking too much. I'm
So,
talking
okay.
too
So
much.
I'll start talking a little bit about some things that I would like us to touch on a little bit. So, so you've been doing out of body experiences for many, many years, right?
Well, yeah. Well, again,
25
uh,
years, right?
it's been the different phases of understanding
But
what I was
just the number of
experiencing.
years in general, approximate.
Oh yeah, I mean, my first lucid dreaming, out of body experiences starting when I was 8 or 9 years old, 10 years
Wow.
old, but it was spontaneous. That's why in a lot of my videos, I talk about how there's two different ways of this happens to people. When people go through these experiences, they either happen intentionally or they happen spontaneously or accidentally. And so maybe I was really lucky. Maybe where my parents' house was, as a kid, and as a teenager, I didn't move out of my parents' house till I was about 20 years old. Maybe there was something really magical about the property. So sometimes I think about that. Um, you know, like uh, there was very little EMF, like EMFs, like how we deal with EMFs today.
Yeah, there's
All those
so
different.
much EMS, man, just in my town, man. Me
Yeah,
and a friend of mine, we tried the EMF reader in my whole house, and we were mind blown by
yeah,
the amounts of EMS. But I live
yeah.
downtown, so it doesn't really help, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, no, they're I'm not going to like get all conspiracy like or anything and say that all the EMF frequencies, the bad, frequencies that aren't really beneficial to our soul, to our soul's frequency, to the frequency of our soul. Like I'm not going to get all conspiratorial and say, "Oh, they put all this stuff in to like spiritually suppress us or anything," right? But my intuition for years now um, has told me that uh, that the EMF pollution, that yes, there's technology behind it. There's certain applications. There's certain positive things that we get from it. But my intuition says for years that there is another agenda there's a hidden motive with some of these large companies, and especially some of the large companies that are tied into the military industrial complex and
Yes.
stuff like that. And I almost feel like a lot of this, the EMF frequencies that are bad for us. I feel like it's almost like it was put there intentionally to continue the control over our consciousness and the control over our souls. Um, to keep us more locked in to this matrix. I really truly feel that, but it's like that's just my intuition. But I mean, are they really doing that? I don't
But
know.
there's there's something to the intuition, right? Like
Yes,
there's some sort of intelligence to the intuition, and
yes,
whenever we have this gut feeling or whatever
that's
we
the
have the
third eye.
intuition, usually there's something to it. I
Yeah,
actually kind of connect to what you just said in the
third
sense
eye.
that maybe some of this EMF pollution might possibly get or try to get attached to the spirit or this, the energy body somehow to keep to
No,
pull
no,
it
no, no.
more down. I don't know.
What I mean is, it just creates a disturbance, frequency disturbance in a way
Okay, yeah.
where it makes it harder for people to actually get that full on consciousness shift to have their soul resonate with the frequency of their other bodies. So these other dimensions or planes or realms or however you want to label it, right? Different frequencies of matter. There's so many different ways of explaining it, right? But it's like, see, our astral body, it it vibrates at a certain frequency, and that frequency is tied into the frequency of matter within the astral, what we call the astral realms or astral planes. So if our consciousness, which is our soul, if it can't fully match or integrate into the vibrational frequency of this other body, then you cannot have 100%, 100% ability, let's just say, or integration to operate and function that other body. You might have a little bit, you might get like a little bit, and you get like a taste of it. But to get full integration into your astral body with your consciousness, you need to get to the point of where you're in the body, your mobility, you're moving around, you're flying around, you're controlling that body, you're doing what you want with that body. Just kind of like a lucid dream, where you're in a lucid dream and you're in a dream body, and you kind of like you start flying or moving around and doing things mobily, right? You're in control of that body. The same thing scenario applies when you're in your energy body or when you're in your astral body. The only body where we can't actually levitate in or fly in or walk through walls in or manifest objects in or do any of those kinds of things, the only body we can't do it in is this human avatar, this human body we're in.
It
And
is
and
very limiting.
it is. Well, it's, there's a lot of people I know, like when a couple of years ago, when all that craziness was going on,
Yeah.
there was a lot of very spiritual people I know who were in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even their 60s, whatnot, similar to us, and they didn't want to be here anymore. They did not want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
So they
it's
killed
part of
themselves.
their agenda, right? They're trying to make people depressed. They're trying to make people, all sorts of. They try to lower the vibrational frequency of the actual planet. When we're, all the New Agers and everything, right? They say, right, that we're in the age of Aquarius and everything, and that we're trying to raise the consciousness. So I don't know how much validity there is to it, but that the feeling I kind of vibrate to it. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know. We could have
Um,
been fooled. Everything's possible, but I
well,
just
the truth of the matter is that there's groups, there's organizations and groups. Not everybody in our government. I mean, of course, you're in Canada, so you have a different government than I do. But here I'm in the United States,
yeah.
and and there's certain, so it's not all politicians, it's not all people in the government. There's a lot of good politicians out there. There's some good people out there just trying to make do the right thing, do the honest thing. They do their best, they try their best. But then you have the dark side of that, and you have certain corporations and certain banks, like the World Bank, for example, and certain politicians and leaders who are all tied into the same organizational groups, secretive groups, anything from Freemasonry to Bilderberger to any of the other ones. There's a lot of different ones, and they also change their labels and their titles, and they change it all the time so that people can't keep up with them. So these certain groups, which are tied into our government and tied into military and different parts of black operations, they know 100% that we are consciousness, a soul inside a human body.
Oh my
And
God,
that
yes, 100%.
we're here to experience this reality, but they understand how to use technology and occult occult knowledge, technology, how to combine it all to create a chaotic, low vibrational frequency environment within this physical matrix we're in, this physical reality we call Earth, one of many, many different physical realities, matrices all across our physical universe.
So
There's
we have two questions here down in the
so
chat.
so but
The
let
light
me finish
within.
though real quick. My point was
Okay,
that
sure.
they know how to manipulate our consciousness. They know how to get to our consciousness and how to it's almost like they give us the illusion of free will, so we think that we have free will in this reality.
Okay.
But what's really happening is that our consciousness is being shaped and molded and programmed and brainwashed into the reality that they want us to think is our reality. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
I
it
hope
makes
I'm not.
absolute sense. It's all it ties into my own theory that I want to go into, that I'm going to talk briefly, but I don't want you to jump in because I want to go through the two questions that were in the chat for a little while now. But basically, it ties into my theory that our brain, our consciousness is so powerful beyond measure. That's what they want control of, and it can create literally everything in this universe because that's what the universe gave us. It gave us the ability to create. We're co-creators within
Yeah,
the sphere of reality, and basically, since we're so powerful, we can literally create any types of future that we want. And
correct.
the ones in power, they know that, and
Yep,
that's why they want to mold it, control it, and everything, because they are so scared and they're so stuck in ego. They want to control everything,
yeah,
that they're too afraid of the potential futures that we can create, so they have to control it, basically.
yeah,
So
absolutely. So what it
so,
is,
but before you jump in,
yeah,
there's one
go ahead.
question
Yeah,
that's been
sorry.
asked like 10 minutes ago, and we're gonna jump into that. I know
Yeah,
you want to talk and everything, okay? But if you want, like, I don't mind continuing because we lost already 10 minutes at the beginning of the live stream. I wouldn't mind, depending on you. I know people don't like long live streams, but if you're okay with it, we can continue for like up to an hour. I'm good with that. It depends on you and your schedule and everything.
well, to be honest with you, I'm waiting for the pest control guy to text me
Okay.
because I do have to sign some paperwork
Okay.
and go over some documents and stuff.
Okay. So we'll wrap it
So
up then.
so
Wrap it
so
up.
I honestly, when I'm just gonna kind of keep going, and then but once I see him text me, then I'm gonna have to deal with that. So
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so let's go with the first question. That was the light within. That was a question that was like almost 20 minutes ago. So
sorry.
vivid dreaming and lucid dreaming is different, right? Would you answer this one?
Yeah, that's totally two different things. Yeah. The pure definition of a lucid dream would be what I was talking about earlier in our conversation, where your consciousness, aka your mind, your thoughts, all that stuff, uh, realizes and knows that you're bilocating. You know that your physical body is in bed, asleep, and you know that you are in a whole different altered state of consciousness in a whole different reality, a dream simulation. That's what it is. Our dreams are just like simulations, just like uh, the larger reality system and the even larger and larger reality system. They're just simulations upon simulations upon simulations. It's part of just the larger reality uh, process, and our dreams, our subconscious mind, which generates our dream state, our dreams. It's part of the larger scheme of things, and it has the ability through its technology to just create dream simulations while our body's asleep to entertain our consciousness. So, but the lucid dreaming is that's the wild card. That's where we we uh we we break that cycle, or we have that moment, that epiphany, that levels of awareness, that where it just happens and things just click, and for whatever reason you're in a dream like a regular dream, but you get control over it with your consciousness being aware enough so that you can question your surroundings in that dream state, dream simulation. So it's almost like being awake in this human body. I'm sitting here in my yard with the trees, and I'm sitting here, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, wait a minute, why is there an apple tree there? I don't have no apple tree in my backyard. What the heck's going on here? And then you just kind of start questioning the simulation. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, wait, I'm not in my backyard. I'm in a dream. Oh, crap. I'm in a dream. Oh, cool. My body's asleep in my bed. And then all of a sudden, uh, uh, most of your consciousness streams into your dream body, just like in an astral projection into, lucid dreaming is like astral projection. It's just the form of astral projection. It's consciousness shifting to a different altered state. And just like astral projection into our different energy bodies, you just start realizing that once you have enough control over that body, you can just run off and fly and do whatever you want and talk to other beings, do whatever. I have done almost every possible thing that you can imagine. Some things that I probably can't even disclose ever.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
But I'm just saying, it's like, so when you have so much time and opportunities to explore these different altered states of consciousness, you do good things. You do things to collect information and data. And sometimes, especially when you're younger, you're not, making the right decisions and whatnot, you do some really bad things. And there, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening to the live stream right now, let me tell you something. You have to be very mindful and aware of the decisions you make, not just in this physical body, but very mindful and aware of the decisions you make and how you think and how you control your thoughts when you're out of your body or even in lucid dreams, because there are consequences for your actions. So if you infringe on some other being's free will, there will be consequences for it.
Yes. There's like these like universal laws of the universe, right? That you can't really break. That if you break, then you goes against the actual creation of all, right? Which is free will and just pure love.
That's correct. The best way is not to in any given moment, here in this reality or any other reality, the best thing is to never infringe on other people's free will. And also
11.
I'm sorry, what?
It's
Oh,
11:11.
there, East Coast Standard Time. Oh, nice, nice. That's pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting blinded by the light. There we go.
That's fine. That's what we do, right? We do light work, so it can be blinding sometimes.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Oh my gosh, the sun's like just getting down below the tree
So
branches.
talking about portals, talking about 11:11, right? So we just went through a portal, but right now, some people are saying that we're going through a portal right now. We're the seventh day of the seventh month, and it's 2022. Does that mean anything to you?
Um, well, not really.
Okay,
I
that's fine.
there's a lot of portals out there. There's portals everywhere. I don't find too much significance in any one particular portal. There's literally hundreds, thousands of them. Once you get out of your body a few times and get away from your physical body, once you get a certain distance away from your physical body, which is the hardest thing. That's one of the hardest things for people, is to get at least over 20 feet, 25 feet away from their physical body in these OBEs, and to get out of their house. That's a huge thing too. Now, sometimes you see portals in your house, and sometimes you can use a mirror as a portal. So
Yes.
there's literally portals that you can utilize just in your house, just next to your physical body when you're out of body.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
but
plan
but
on doing that some
but
point.
but there's but once you get out of your house and you get into the what I call the real time zone, the etheric plane, it's real time. So you get out of body and you go by your kitchen oven, timer, your clock on your oven, or just a clock anywhere as you get out of your house. The time on the clock is essentially the same time as when you're out of your body. So if it's 11:11 at night and you're going out of your body, you're going to see 11:11 on the oven, or on the clock.
The light
And
within is just asking right now, can we see a past loved one in the astral plane when they just passed away?
it depends. It depends on the situation of that certain soul. I mean, there's so many different things that people go through after physical death. At least from my own opinion, from my experiences at this moment in my life, there's probably dozens of different scenarios that people go through. It's not cookie cutter. It's not the same process for everybody. If the person, if your loved one um, just recently passed away within maybe a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, um, there's also different scenarios after a couple of weeks to where they can be, and if you can actually contact them or not. But one scenario is your loved one or husband, wife, siblings, whatever it might be. One scenario is that if you get out of your body within at least a few weeks or a couple months of that passing, and you get out of body and you just call that person's name like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, like loud and clear. You
Yeah.
have to vocalize it, because what happens is when you're out of body, sometimes you try to talk or you try to scream or yell or say something, and then you find it difficult to do that. And then people give up, But if you keep practicing, what happens is you start uh, energetically projecting your thoughts and your vocal, like your voice, and it goes out. And then what happens is you connect to that certain person if you're able to connect them in that given moment. And so you connect to them, and then you reality shift to them, and you can reality shift several different ways. One of them is to just do a spin. So you call their name out. You feel like you've connected, and you start spinning. And you close your eyes and you start spinning. And the next thing you know, you find yourself in another reality in the astral planes. There's many different astral planes and subplanes. It's a really huge, vast, uh, dimensional space with a lot going on. and you all of a sudden find yourself reality shift into this other reality world, and then within maybe a few seconds, maybe it takes a couple minutes, but you run into the person that you're trying to connect with. And so if that person is in a certain reality construct that, let's say, they've created for themselves, sometimes a lot of people, they have a really good life, a really happy life here in the physical world, and then they attach to it so much with their consciousness that after they die, they literally recreate a reality that's almost identical or very similar to the world they had, before they passed away. So what will happen is you'll connect to that certain person, and then you'll be like, "Oh wow, well there's that looks like their house. Looks like the house that they always wanted to have." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's say your parents weren't wealthy, right? Good people, positive people, loving people, not a lot of money, just a regular little house, whatever, right? But then you like connect to them after they passed away, and you find them in this like house that's like kind of like their dream home, or like a bigger home, like the one they always wish they could have. And if your loved one really likes water, like water stuff, like just water in general, you'll find like a big lake or a big ocean or a water or something next to their house because it's something they resonate with. Of course, when you're in the astral planes, your consciousness manifests in that matter, in that density of matter. Your consciousness manifests your thoughts and your passions, your thoughts, your fears, your loves, your all of that stuff. It manifests it 100 or 1,000 times easier or faster or faster. And so now you can kind of see how, people pass away and they were really happy here, and they kind of duplicate something, but in a more grand way, there. And then you have other scenarios where maybe you're trying to connect to your lost loved one who passed away a few weeks ago, but maybe that person, for whatever reason, had some traumas in their life and some difficulties and issues. And then you'll find those people in recovery centers. There's what people have coined as astral recovery centers. There's many hospital-like setting kind of places where a lot of souls, they die and they go through the process of death, and they end up there under the guidance of other bloodline or other loved ones or spirit guides. There's no God there. There's no God.
Extremely interesting. Extremely interesting.
There's no
Continue.
God though. There's no God. No God. The creator being who, whenever it was, who designed this particular matrix that we're in initially, even though over the time this matrix has been hijacked by other groups and other beings, but the original creator being who designed our physical body and this reality construct that we're in right now,
Yeah.
there's no sign of that being at all. But there's all these lower tiers of process, like spirit guides and other people, angelic angels, other astral beings, and all these other
Yeah.
different groups of people and levels and tiers of of stuff, and so these recovery centers, they're just like a retirement home, hospital kind of setting, recovery, and then these beings, they just stay there. And when they're done with the recovery center, from what I understand, they have a few options, and one is reincarnation, to go back. Second is to move on to the astral planes, and just like I said in that first example of creating your own reality in the astrals that you could be happy with. And then the other one is you just kind of do whatever you want, like you're independent.
Well, thank
And
you.
you,
Thank you so much for this very thorough
oh,
explanation, my friend. This
sorry,
was
talking too much, talking too
no, no,
much.
that's good.
Sorry.
No, no, don't worry. Don't worry about it. That's fine. That's completely fine. We absolutely adore this. Okay. You have such a wealth of information. I cannot thank you enough for everything you do. Thank you so much. And at some point, okay, I remember that past promise I made to you that I will learn astral travel. I will do it. Okay, I will, but it's kind of funny because I'll be traveling and I'll try to learn it as I'm traveling. We'll see how that goes, but
You're fine. You're fine. You're gonna have your well. I mean, you already said you had some, like lucid dreams and stuff, and
oh yeah, I mean,
um,
I don't know if you, I mean, I've explained in my past interview with Make Earth Great Again, basically my out of body experience, how it happened, but it was DMT induced. That's how it happened for me, anyways, and that actually triggered my awakening. It was
yeah,
completely mind blowing, and then
you're
I started
you're
having
you're
synchronicities, and then I got
it's
connected to meditation and all
yeah,
that good stuff. And sometimes
it's an example.
psychedelics can be a bridge to spirituality. You know,
Yes and no, but the people just have to understand that yes, it is a bridge to altered states of consciousness and learning how to function in altered states of consciousness.
yeah.
But also what it is like with DMT, it's there's a certain plane, there's a certain frequency.
Bro, I
There's a,
believe I went to the higher fucking
there, there,
astrals,
there-
man. I'm telling you.
there's a dimensional space at a certain frequency that DMT is connected to. And so when you do DMT, that's why people they run into certain kinds of beings. There's certain beings, there's certain communication mannerisms, the way these beings communicate with you, and all these types of things. I feel it's all it really is just another access point, or like a portal in a way, to just a different plane of existence and reality.
Okay, because
I don't.
you know what my feeling was is that I went literally my first, or I don't know if it was my first or my third trip, but I went into White Room, and there were some crystalline figurines moving around. Everything was white and crystal like. And I was walking, and then I went into this other room, and there was almost these like lifelike beings, almost like kind of showing me the way, but talking to me telepathically. It was so weird. And
Yeah,
then I went
yeah.
into this right room, and there was like a computer. And I was on the computer, and I was like almost in the seat of my higher self. That's the feeling I got. It was weird.
Wow, that is that was from that was from your DMT trip, right?
Yes, yes, it
Yeah,
was completely mind blowing, and now that's
that
what I'm
is.
starting to realize, and I'm remembering more and more of it because it start to, the pieces of the puzzle, they're all scattered, right?
Yes, it can be confusing because there's a lot of different things that can happen, and sometimes people, maybe they're one person has a certain type of experience for whatever reason, and another person has a little different experience, and I think it depends on ourselves too, right? Our own mind and our emotions and consciousness and all that kind of stuff. Because like my friend who did DMT and had a bad trip, well, he was really scared, right? He was like, kind of in that fear like mentality.
Oh, that's why you almost got to smudge before you go into a trip.
Uh,
Seriously, you got to
that's
remove all the negative energies.
Yes, yes. That's why you got to go with the right mentality, the right energy. And if you do, yeah, psilocybin, DMT, even LSD, all these types of hallucinogenical substances, they can definitely, like you said, create this like bridge for your consciousness to explore a little into these other non physical dimensions, or not. Let's not say that. Just anything other than this physical reality.
For
Uh,
me, I just find them that they're just kind of like a I don't know. They just kind of give you a punch in your spirit to kind of accelerate its growth towards where you actually should be. I
yeah,
don't
if
know. It's
you,
almost like the
yeah,
plants have their own spirit and they want to heal you.
yeah, absolutely correct, absolutely correct. But we don't need those substances to do
Oh,
astral
absolutely.
projection.
We do
you
not
know
need them,
and
but
so
they're there.
I always tell people, like, they always say that, hey, I want to astral project, I'm going to go do some hallucinogenical substances, and I'll kind of repeat kind of what we just talked about in a way,
Yeah.
but I'll always say, if you're really trying to have these kinds of experiences, you want to do them in a sober state of mind. And I think that's the best way to do it. You want to experience in a sober state of mind, because you want to have like more just a natural interaction, a natural experience with how your consciousness just functions normally.
Bingo. Bingo. Because when we
Yeah,
die, guess what? We're going to mostly likely to be sober, right? So if we can actually learn to
maybe.
maneuver the astral body, what's sorry?
I said maybe.
Well, anyways, that's my theory, right? Like if we actually learn how to maneuver the astral body before we die, then we can actually easier maneuver and be actually less afraid and be less,
Exactly.
so you have less
Exactly.
likely chance to be
Yep.
attracted to lower frequencies.
That's correct. That's correct. Now again, you can maneuver all you want into your astral body, but you can still be connected to negative frequencies because you can.
Oh, karma and stuff, you mean? Or
What I mean is the astral planes have positive and negative, and they're not all positive. And so, if you're in the wrong state of mind and you had no problem and you've shifted into your astral body and you're doing whatever you want to do. But if you're in the wrong state of mind and if you have a lot of low vibrational frequency in your consciousness at that time, your astral body will gravitate to, it will frequency jump to reality constructs, since there's thousands, if not millions of them in the astral planes, and you will go to negative, low vibrational frequency kind of reality constructs. And that's why some people have like near death experiences, will even share how they have hellish NDE experiences. It's because they went out of body, and for whatever reason, that's what they gravitated to. And they were in nasty places. One of the dangers of astral projection is definitely being in the wrong frequency, jumping the wrong way, and going to places where you have really nasty, intentioned, bad, ill-intentioned beings that will take advantage of you. They will abuse you. They will try to steal your energy. They
oh,
will.
I had some funny stories I might share in the future about that.
Now I'm just like freaking people out, right? I'm scaring them. they're, they're all like,
No,
I don't
no,
want to
no.
get
It's
out of body.
just it's just a possibility. But the more you work on your actual frequency, right? Your energy body and everything. You work on raising your frequency and everything. Well, the chances of you actually having a bad experiences in your body, in real physical life, and in the different astral planes that actually exist, it's so much lower that you shouldn't even be scared. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
even worried about
Well,
it.
it's something you
You know.
learn. You just learn. It's like a experiential thing where you just like do it, and then you have some bad experiences, but then you learn from them, and then you learn that having any kind of fear uh, when you're having these altered states of consciousness obviously just doesn't work, right? It's not good for you. And so everything's magnified. So like in this physical world, if I'm walking down the sidewalk and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm angry and I want to I want to punch somebody or beat someone up or take out my aggression or be negative to somebody, like in your mind, and you're just walking, you're not really doing anything. Even someone walks by you, and they just walk by you, but you're just thinking it in your head, let's say, right? But if you're in out of body state, and if your consciousness is inside your energy body, and you are angry and or fear, or you want to hurt people or do things, um, it manifests. It materializes. It manifests right away, and you are in that position. This is why so many souls are in the physical world and all these different physical worlds, reality matrices in our physical universe, experiencing this kind of matter, because it's hard for them to manage their own self and their emotions and their thoughts in these higher up frequencies of these different planes where our where
So
our where
they cannot control their creation process in that state.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. And so they themselves reincarnate, or they have their guides, or other things happen. There's a lot of different scenarios. I talk about all these different scenarios. Soul traps and all kinds of stuff that happens. It's quite confusing and complicated. When you really dive deep into it. But But for one reason or another, through multiple ways, they just reincarnate back into this world because on a conscious level, they know that they have a lot to learn. They have a lot things they need to experience and get better at. If you know anybody in your life who's very emotionally unstable right now, that is not the person that should be going to the astral planes.
It makes
Because
total sense. Yes.
because they're going to have one hell, literally one hell of a time, and it's very traumatizing. I've had some hellish experiences as a younger person before I understood the stuff, as an
Yeah.
older person, before I knew anything about it. And I've had some really bad experiences, and I can still remember them very vividly. I can sit there and just think about it, and it can bother me. But you know what? I just move forward, I move on, and I have moved on because I've learned, what we're talking about, which is like you said, raise your own vibrational frequency of your soul through your thoughts, and it takes practice. Our thoughts are key. Our thoughts can go in one direction, or it can make you go in a whole other direction. And then you have negative beings and entities and parasitic entities, um, who feed on lower vibrational frequency. And so they actually manipulate you, or maybe some of your friends or loved ones, to have thoughts that reduce that one person's own frequency to lower themselves, so that that other parasitic astral or etheric entity or being can then feed off of your life force.
Yeah, these are like I've heard a couple stories from my Reiki master that because she does like other types of work other than just Reiki. They do all sort. They've done some exorcisms before,
Yeah.
where
Yes.
brought some holy water and all that stuff.
I've
And
I've
and
been to a few of those.
okay. So, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody, the new people in the chat, Elevated Intuition Tarot and Spirituality, and Sacred Holy Fire 1 RTR. Thank you so much, everyone. I mean, we're double. Well, we used to be four, now we're up to three. But yeah, the community is growing. If you want to keep going, we can keep going. But we're at 1 hour and 4 minutes right now, so it depends on you, man.
Yeah, I got a text about 5 minutes ago.
Okay,
I
okay,
got a
sounds
text
good then. So
5 minutes ago from the pest control guy, because it's 8 o'clock here, so they want to wrap it up, and then they want their guys to go home, obviously, because it's late. And so I got to go over there and just finish up with them, and hopefully what they did will get rid of all those fleas. And again, like I have an allergy to fleas, so it's kind of like important.
is it like a bad allergy or it's just like a light allergy?
Um, if I sent you a picture of my leg,
Oh,
you would probably vomit.
oh, man, okay, so that's probably a bad allergy.
Yes, I do have
Maybe
a
not like
very
a death allergy, but still pretty severe. So I mean,
yeah. Well, what happens is once there's too many fleas, you're getting bit multiple times, and I had like 100 bites, and my whole leg was swollen. Yeah.
okay, so yeah, I guess we're gonna start to wrap it up. So I don't know if you have any finishing words you want to say to the
Oh,
audience or
no, no, yeah.
whatever, or people that are watching the replay.
Yeah, again, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate what you do with your channel and with how you choose to use your time and your consciousness to apply it these ways. It means a lot to me. I
Thank
wish
you.
more and more people had the nice, good, spiritual, positive mind state, because it's what this reality needs, and we just need more and more people gravitating to that kind of perspective. And that's kind of my undertow with my channel. I try to keep it positive and uplifting. I know sometimes I talk about maybe some negative things, but we have to talk about both. We have to,
Yes.
conquer both sides of it. We can't just keep it all peachy all the time, because that's ridiculous. That's not real. You got to be real by talking about all of the stuff. And also, You mentioned some people on there that I know some of them also have commented on my videos too. So, thank you for watching, for being part of this channel with Spiritual Mastery. Me, we've been talking and communicating for like over a year or two now. Because we connect spiritually. Even though we're thousands of miles away from each other, but can you only imagine if we were neighbors and we could just hang out and talk and go out sometimes and do great stuff. And so obviously that's the reality. That's what we would be doing if we lived next door to each other. So but at least we can communicate and share our energy through this these platforms and through this technology and stuff. We can still connect energetically because even though we're using technology, energy flows through technology and devices, these cell phones, wireless things, and all these things that we use. Our energy has the ability to move through it all. And that's what's important too. And that's why, like with my channel, that's why that's one of the motivations with it, is because I can connect to so many different people all around the world, and we can uplift each other energetically, even though we can't be in the same room, right? Or the same city or something. So
The beauty of the internet.
yeah, via this technology, of course, there's the pros and cons of all this different technology, but at least we are utilizing it for something very positive and informational and helpful. And it's not just that. There's a lot of people out there who are going through very similar things that we are talking about or experiencing ourselves, and we're creating our own portal to one another, to really kind of help each other out too, and support each other. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm gonna get to the dude, the pest control guy, and I'm gonna have to go.
Okay,
But
so yeah, I just want to thank you so much, Jeremy, for coming on to the show. Thank you so much for all the kind words you just said. I connect 100% to all the words you just mentioned. I think, yeah, we do connect a lot spiritually, and I think we can all grow and help each other grow and build this community from the ground up and actually elevate the collective vibration of the planet and actually
absolutely,
help empower people through knowledge, through
yeah,
different awakenings, through the
yep,
different methods of awakenings.
yep,
Thus, out of body experiences, what you are actually teaching, which
yep.
is another great tool to awakening. So
It
thank you
is,
so much for the work you do, man.
it is, yeah.
Thank
And
you.
a lot of people have them, and a lot of people are having them. So that's the thing, is when I was a teenager and I thought I was by myself. But then as I got older, I was like, wow, there's a lot of people experiencing this stuff. It's amazing. And so that was really an eye opener for me after like age 20 or so. And I started my spiritual awakening and all of that. I was just so blown away. And then what happened to me was like, I was like, wow, there's all this going on. But then I realized with my intuition, oh, there is a lot of spiritual suppression. There's a lot of suppression. They don't
Yeah,
want this to get too big, and more and more people to understand it.
I think it's inevitable though.
Yeah, I think so too. And see, that's why we're doing our part, and we're doing our part, and and all the people who are watching this, you're doing your part. And also, I always tell people, like, if you have a lot of your own experiences and a lot of things to say about this stuff, also start something on a platform. Start your own channel. Just start talking, start getting this stuff out there, because then that is also helping everything. Accelerate, right? So
And to be honest, Jeremy, I think I'm gonna contact the guy that they actually reached me for my story and to get an interview. And I think you should get an interview with them. I
oh,
think your
nice.
story would help inspire so many people, and they would be more than happy, I think, to have you on the show and for you to actually tell your whole story. And you're going to be able to talk for hours and hours, however long you want to talk, Jeremy. They will take it.
I'm sorry. I know.
No,
I
no,
get so
I'm not
excited.
talking bad. I was just, a little jokingly, but nothing bad, man. Like, You're great.
I just get too overworked and excited about these topics, man.
Me too,
And
man. Same
yeah,
thing. We can talk for
so
hours and people just get bored just because we talk for too long and we're more passionate than on this subject, I guess. I
yeah,
don't know.
I know. And then we could do future stuff too. And I'd like to have you back on my channel too. And maybe we could talk about the pineal gland and that stuff and in a future video.
Oh,
And then
absolutely. I wanted to
yeah,
talk about it today, but we can't.
yeah, no, that's okay. We'll do that on my channel and
Okay.
do like a nice like 30-minute, 30-minute or so, just focus on the pineal gland and talk about that and and shine some light on that and all that kind of
Awesome.
stuff. All right. All right.
Awesome.
Peace,
So
dude.
yeah, see you, man. Take care. Take
All
care.
right. Much
Thank you so
love,
much
man. Bye bye.
for being here. Have a good one. Good
Yep.
luck. See ya. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. We're 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 11 seconds, or 1:12:12, right after. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have an absolutely great evening. Yeah, thank you for spending time with us tonight. It was a very interesting podcast, I think, a very interesting live stream. You can, if you've come in a little bit later during the live stream, maybe go and rewatch from the beginning if you have time, of course. But I think it can be very enlightening, on some of these subjects. But yeah, Jeremy's just an awesome dude. I'm so happy to have him, here on the podcast. Thank you so much for all of your support. Seriously, all of you guys, like here on the chat and watching the videos and everything. You guys are just amazing. Thank you so much. I'm just sending so much love to you guys. And yeah, just have a great evening and take care, everyone. So I guess we'll speak to each other through the comment section on future videos and stuff. So take care and much love. Namaste.